Hi, it's Jonathan. I'm answering another question today, and this one is from an individual that has a full time job, currently has 11 residential accounts, has a job, and with that job, the hours vary. And his question is, how do I know when it's time to hire someone to help? So he's currently maintaining the 11 accounts himself. They take approximately 10 hours a week. I understand he sold some additional work to those 11 residential accounts, but he's got a dilemma in that he wants to retain some of his profit, some of the income that he has weekly off of these accounts, but he doesn't know how to know when it's time to hire. And the reason he's considering hiring someone is because he's having a difficulty continuing to market his business. So that's the question. And my thoughts on this would be that really goal number one is to market, because if you want to grow the business to the point where you make some good money, where you make more than just a part-time income, or you make some nice healthy profits, where you can live more comfortably, where you can afford to hire, where you can afford to do to maybe pay someone else to help you with some of your marketing, where you can get some of the workload off your shoulders and afford to have the money to hire others to help you out so that you can pick up speed and grow quicker. So my answer would be simply that if you're feeling bound now and you're feeling that maybe I need to hire somebody, your intuition is probably exactly right. You probably need to go ahead and hire. Now, when you hire someone, there's no question about it, it's going to cut into your profits. It is going to lower your income. So let's say you need to go hire a helper. So in this scenario, we're talking about 10 hours a week worth of work. Theoretically, if you hire someone to help you, they might reduce that work down to say 5 hours. Now, I don't think it's going to be quite a 50% reduction by bringing on a second individual, but you should gain some amount of time, possibly 4 hours. So I would think the goal would be to bunch all of your work into one day per week. Find someone that can help you on that one day. And I'm thinking that maybe you still continue to go out with them in the field. Now, if you've got someone that you really trust, that you know you could put them in a truck and send them out and they would do a really high quality job without you, then that's even better. Maybe you pay them more, but that's fine. That's an even better scenario. That's a little more difficult to find, so I'm not going to make the assumption that that's the case. So what I'm assuming is that more than likely you need to hire someone, or you could find someone with relative ease that could work in one day. And the reason I say that is I suspect it'll be a bit more difficult to go find an individual that could work with you 3 days a week for 3 hours or 2 hours. Whereas you might be able to find an individual that could help you on a Friday or a Saturday. You could bunch the work together into one time period. That individual could show up every week, and you could together knock out those accounts. Clearly going to knock into your profits. Now, it shouldn't knock into your profits too terribly bad. So for instance, let's say you're paying this individual 10 or 12 bucks an hour, and really how much you pay is going to depend on what they do, and it clearly depends on the part of the country you're in. But if you're paying them $10 an hour, you should have a nice bit of money left over. $10 an hour is not a lot. If that essentially eliminates all of your profits, then odds are you're not charging enough money. So I would first of all try to find someone to help you, because again, goal number one is to market. There's no way you're going to go from 11 accounts to 22 to 44 unless you're out there marketing. That's your most important job in your business. It's to market and grow. Now, if you can double your business by saving yourself 5 hours a week by helping someone, it's a no-brainer. I think what you'll find is that if you have good marketing and you know how to pick up the clients, if you can get additional clients, I think once you're free to market and spend more time on it and actually make sure the marketing happens on a consistent basis and make sure that you're on top of it, knowing what's polling or getting good returns so that you can tweak it and improve it, I think what you're going to find is very quickly, once you exit the field or once you cut back your work and bring in someone to help you, the time that you reallocate to marketing is going to be your most productive and most valuable time spent. It's not your time spent working in the field. If you can hire someone for $12 an hour, then that means you value your time at only $12 an hour. You could replace yourself with a $12 an hour worker. I'd argue that you're worth far more than $12 an hour. especially if you have some marketing skills. You're worth infinitely more than $12 an hour. So you're far better to hire someone at 10 or 12 or maybe $8 an hour, whatever that number is, to assist you, because that's all you were really making filling that position if you can hire someone else at that number. Spend your time on the marketing, and I think what you're going to discover is that very quickly, if you're working hard at the marketing, you're going to add new accounts, and those new accounts are going to cover the shortfall in your earnings because you went and hired somebody for, again, $10, $12 an hour or maybe more to cover you. And so I think that, again, and I say think, but I know that you can quickly replace that income by adding additional accounts if those accounts are priced right with a healthy profit margin. So in this case, because you're not having to replace yourself with, say, a $70,000 a year employee, you're really replacing yourself with in a sense, a low wage employee, $10, $12 an hour, that it's not quite as difficult to exit the field and not quite as difficult to hire someone to help you. So I would really encourage you, though it's going to be a bit painful at first in terms of a little bit of a reduction in income, I'd really encourage you to go ahead and take that step forward. And if you're hesitant about doing it, and what I'm about to say, I'm not encouraging you to do, but if you're hesitant about it, then at a minimum, start next season during your prime marketing time when you have the most opportunity to take on the most accounts quickly. At least start next year with helper or multiple helpers so you can knock out the work really quickly, spend all your time on marketing. Now, I don't encourage you to wait till next year. You need to learn and discover and test what's going to work right now so that when spring arrives next year, you know exactly what to do and you can come out of the gate at full speed. So I really would encourage you to hire the worker. It's going to be a little bit of a drop in income, but I think you're going to realize you can catch up on it quite quickly. The key is that once you reduce your workload, don't find busy work to replace it. Marketing, that is the key. Get it out there. And before you hire this person, figure out exactly what it is you're going to do to grow your business. Have a plan of action so that you're not wasting any time, and this newfound time is used very, very wisely and can actually contribute to growing your business. I hope that's helpful. If I can answer anything else, please simply ask additional insight on this question. I'll be happy to answer it. Thank you.